I'll be taking us on systematic opportunities. How to scale up your business through systematic opportunities. How to scale up your business through systematic opportunities. What drives the body? What makes the body to function effectively is systems. But then inside each system, there are a lot of other what we call organs and cells. All right, we have system, we have organs, we have cells, and we have tissues. There are subs in every system. But please listen. When I studied about system, the first time I came in contact by a man called Nelson Sassi. Nelson Sassi wrote a book on the 8 systems of a church. And I wanted to understand the 8 systems that drives a church. Nelson Sassi mentioned the 8 systems of a church, which I'm going to outline. And after then, I will go over to the other things I'm talking about. Now, when he was talking about the 8 systems of a church, he talked about evangelism system. That's what we use to attract people. He talked about evangelism system. That's what we use to attract people. He talked about assimilation system. Talked about assimilation system. That's what we use to retain or to keep people. He talked about small group system. That's what we use to engage people in different small groups. He talked about ministry and service system. That's what we use also to care for people in different ministries. He talked about strategic system. That's what we use to direct the vision. He talked about the stewardship system. That's what sustains the vision. And of course, he talked about the worship system. That's what inspires people. And then the last one, which is the leadership system that multiplies growth. I'll run through it again, and then I'll use that as my background for what I'll be doing, the foundation. Worship system, which is for inspiring people. Evangelism system, which is for attracting people. Small group system, which is for engaging people. Assimilation system, which is for attracting people. Stewardship system, right? Ministry and stewardship system or service system. Strategic system, leadership system, and then small group system. Please listen. Any of those systems that are not functioning calls for 3 things to happen. And if those 3 things are not happening with immediate effect, the church will start dying. The church organization will start declining, start plateauing. Before you know what's happening, it will die. Just like we have the human anatomy, the body system. If the digestive system is not working through maybe the kidney, the body will pack up. And once the body packs up, the degeneration of that kidney will affect a lot of activities in the body. It's going to affect the excretory system. So waste will be passed out through dialysis. And if that thing is not attended to, there's going to be a decline, and eventually it results to death because one system was not functioning. Let's talk about maybe the respiratory system. The lungs is having issue. Once that issue is not attended to with immediate effect, after a while you start seeing the plateauing, the declining, the nosediving, and over time the person will eventually die. For those of us that are in the medical field, Nigeria has a system, and Nigeria has 12 powerful systems, and I'm going to focus on that. And the 3 things that these systems are coming, the decline or the falling or the death of some of those systems, what they are coming to show you is only 3. They're going to show you those three things from Isaiah 61 verse 4. While I was running the training on my YouTube page, you can go to my YouTube page and do the first, second, third day training. It was a phenomenal training that I did the intro, but I had to stop for reasons that I explained to the workforce this morning. But I felt like pouring out the remaining part of it so that you will learn. Isaiah 61 verse 4, it talks about, maybe if they can project it for us, Isaiah 61 verse 4, it talks about rebuilding, it talks about repairing, and it talked about rising. Isaiah 61 verse 4. The degeneration of this system calls for three things. Isaiah 61 verse 4, it says, and they shall rebuild the old ruins, what has scattered. Number 2, they shall raise up the former dissolution, and they shall repair the ruined cities, the dissolution of many generations. So they're going to repair, they're going to raise, they're going to rebuild. When system collapse, it creates opportunities for builders to emerge. It creates opportunities for leaders to emerge. It creates opportunities for repairers to emerge. I'll say it again. When system crashed, when there's a crash of system and system has failed, it creates opportunity for these three things. It's going to create opportunity for those that will build something new. It's going to create opportunity for those that will repair. It's going to create opportunity for those that will emerge as leaders. These are the three things that happen to a system. So let's look at the system of every country. I may not be detailed about it, but I'm going to pick up like 3 or 4 and x-ray it properly so that you maximize it. Every country that is growing nations, may I say it this way, developed countries, they all have 12 systems. No country has more than 12 systems. I've done my research before I started this training and before I started writing the book. Of course, I x-rayed this thing properly in my book, the 12 systems. The essence of that book is not for me to write a book, it's for me to create the gap and the opportunities for people to start looking into it. So we have number 1, the leadership system. In every nation, there's a leadership system. What's the purpose of leadership system? They're the one that provide 2 things, direction and vision in every nation. They're the one that provide where the nation is going to in the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years. They provide direction and they also provide vision. The vision is the mental picture of a preferable future. And in developing nations, the leadership does not have direction and does not have vision. In developing nations, if you ask them what's the vision of Nigeria in the next 20 years, you'll be looking at me, I'll be looking at you, because we don't have it. We don't know it. We don't even understand it. So I'm going to talk about it in a short while. So that leadership system that we are looking at, that something has happened to, it creates a gap. It creates a massive gap. We're going to find out in a short while. Number 2, there's what we call educational system. When educational system, what is the work of educational system? It's just to raise more inventors. It's just to create more inventors. That's the job of educational. So it's just to create critical thinkers. That's the job of education. It's not people that will be myopic and follow the bandwagon and how things has been. It's just to create people that understand development. Development comes through education, through knowledge. So the work of education is not just to teach people, it's also to raise critical thinkers, to question everything. Why is this microphone sounding like this? Why is it not louder than that? Why can't this microphone come like this? So that critical thinking now give birth to manufacturing, give birth to production, give birth to so many things. Can something come out from this mango juice that we are licking like this? Why don't we see a way to create something that will extract the juice? And when we extract it, we bottle it. All right, we use preservatives and then we export it out of our country. We have a lot of oranges in our country. We can't just be licking it like this. So it creates critical thinking. They ask the why, they ask the what, they ask the how, they ask the when. That's critical thinkers. That's basically what they do. All right, if you're a critical thinker, if you've gone to school, you're not a critical thinker, you can't produce anything. You just be carrying forward and be looking for a job. So if our educational system have not produced critical thinkers, innovators, manufacturers, that means something is wrong. That means something is wrong. The people that are even manufacturers, they don't go to school. They didn't even go to school. They are the one manufacturer. So when the system, there's a system, I'll to that again. There's economic system. It's just to create an enabling environment where citizens can be wealthy. If you go to America, the American dream is to make people to be wealthy, to be fulfilled. Everybody wants to go to America. And there are systems you get into, economic system, you get into there, you know that there is nothing that will make you to be wealthy. It is not because you can't, it's just that the system conditions it like that. it's only fraction percent of people that can emerge. So we have the justice system where they don't look at people to mete out justice. They don't look at the level of individuals to mete out justice. What they use to mete out justice is based on their justice system. So whether poor, rich, whatever you are, they just bring out the real justice system. In developing countries, these systems are not functioning. These systems are not real. In fact, if you go to court in developing countries, in some African climes, you find out that the one that has the money will win the case. The one that does not have the money looks as if he's in a big disadvantage because he doesn't have the money. So that's not justice. That's why in developed countries, they know how to apply for justice. They know how to go to court, and then there is no need for anybody feeling bad. It's just that they use the system to put things in place. Next is security system. Security system makes people to walk about in confidence, that they know if anything happens, they know helicopter will come in, they know there will be jet fighters, they know there will be military men, they know that their life is so precious that they must be protected. They must be protected. Developing nations don't have such systems. We don't have such systems. You are traveling on the highway, you're on your own. The people that are permitted to go with high-level security in United States of America are people that are occupying some key positions. But individuals, in the night, people move about. They run 24 hours productive time in developed countries. And you see someone walking out by 1 a.m., walking out by 2 a.m., trying to still catch up with the boss, and there is 24-hour services. That is security system, okay? I will explain a lot of things to us, and we're going to learn. So the next one is the healthcare system. One of us, a member of our church, was a little bit challenged in her health, and she is outside the country. And she said she just called ambulance, and they came, picked her, took her to the hospital, took proper care of her, and she was discharged. She didn't pay anything because she has all the details where they can be deducting the money. They attend to your health first before they start talking about money. In developing nations, you will die. You will just die. The person will die there. And the person will just die. Before, please, if you guys are ready, the way they will attend, they will talk, they will even despise you. Say, the person will be bleeding and say, I told you, deposit. And if you don't deposit, you're your own. That's the system we met here. Next is the infrastructure system. Infrastructure system in Nigeria or in Africa, I'll use African climate, is a system that people look at only building. The infrastructure talks about energy, the water, and the structures and so many things that we have. So for things to work in developed nations, you realize that before anything happens to light, they communicate. Before anything happens to water, they communicate. You don't just treat people as if they don't have the right. They are paying for it. Even while we are paying for it in developing countries, you're on your own. They take it when they want to take it. They bring it when they want to bring it. They do anything with it, and you don't have, you can't question anybody. If you go to street, carry placard, they will beat you. They say you are constituting nuisance. Are you stupid? Don't you know that you are in the developing country? I didn't mention any country. The political system. That's where the structure and the system for representation is well defined. It's well defined. It is not something that is a do or die affair. It is well structured and well defined. Then let me move on to the next one, which is the value and the cultural system. I was talking about it on Tuesday when I was doing the training. I said the value and cultural system. People don't know the power of value. If you want to understand value, go to Switzerland. Switzerland used value to build a country that does not have a dime. And what is the value? Value of truth and integrity. In Switzerland, you don't lie. If you lie, you go to jail, and serious jail. Just like they build a value in Rwanda. In Rwanda, if you fight for any reason in the streets of Rwanda, it's 21 years imprisonment. In Rwanda. After the genocide and what happened between Hutu and Tutsi, they came up with a cultural value. It is culture that shapes people. Culture and value. Culture is not masquerade. Culture is lifestyle. It's a way of life. It's a way of life. But we have been able to interpret culture in developing country. This is what our fathers gave to us. It's our culture. You can't take it away. Now, in developed nations, culture to them is a way of life. So, Switzerland decided to put up a culture of truth and integrity, and the whole world was looking for where they will establish World Bank. And they were looking for a country that has value of truth and integrity. And they cited it, and they gave it to Switzerland. If I tell you the percentage that Switzerland gets, just like the percentage that banks get from us, all right, based on transaction and other things, the percentage they get from the whole nation, more than 150 something nations across the world, they all have their account in Swiss. And what will make them do that? It is integrity and truth. Integrity and truth. It's a value that a nation cultivated. Of course, individuals can, and at the same time, families can cultivate, organization can cultivate. I don't know what people derive in telling lies. I keep asking myself, how will you, like if you come to political system in developed countries, let me go back. The reason why people want to get into politics in developed nations is not because they want to do anything. It's just because they see it as an opportunity to enrich themselves. Opportunity where we share money. I was going somewhere in a state and I saw women packing buses, tying wrapper of a particular governor, branded. And I was saying something to the people that were with me in the car. I said, God, a matured, grown-up women leaving their businesses just because of some things they promised them. And they're going there to sing song of political sycophancy. And I warned the people that were in the car. I said, never you get to that point. Never you try this. It doesn't help anybody. Don't be seen in political, this kind of thing. You are killing yourself. You are just letting people know that you are part of this system that is in this manner. So, value and cultural system, it's a system that you can use to build a nation. So, if I ask you a question in all honesty, we're in Nigeria, what's the value and culture in terms of attitude in Nigeria? The first thing that will come to your mind is corruption. So I just want to let you know that this system has crumbled. From justice, education, name them, leadership, and what have you. Now, the technology and innovation system, the media and information system, the way we let out information is even a problem. There's no freedom of speech. And the last one is the environmental system. So let me take you to where I want to stay on. And from there, we'll find out a few things. So what are the opportunities in these systems? I think that's the one you are going to be interested in. Let's start from the educational system. 3 things is what we want to achieve. If you want to scale up, you're going to become a leader. Number 2, you're going to become a rebuilder or a builder. Number 3, you're going to become a repairer. What gave Covenant University a name was because the educational system crashed. We have no business going to private universities. We only have one business. Public universities are meant to be far better than private universities, both lecturers and what have you, with character and what have you. So what gave them opportunity was that immediately they saw that crack. They now asked themselves, how do we fit in? How do we come in? How do we create opportunities? Covenant University started Covenant University, and they were leveraging on a failed system to build a strong system, to rebuild. It's rebuilding they are doing. And in that rebuilding, you see yourself becoming a leader. That's why I said how visionary leaders rise in tough economies is you must see a system that is cracked, and you must not criticize that system. You must not castigate that system. The only thing you are looking for inside that system based on your makeup is, where is the opportunities here? So let me outline few opportunities in the educational system. I'm going to take it to economic system, take it to other systems, and then you begin to look at it with the eyes of opportunities, not with the eyes of a falling system, including the political system. So one of the greatest mistakes people make during seasons of collapse is assuming that failure only produces pain. History has repeatedly shown that whenever a system is weak, opportunities emerges for visionary leaders. History has proven it. Whenever a system is weak, those that are visionary leaders, opportunities emerges for them. Whenever a system is weak, there is an emergence of opportunities for visionary leaders. So let's look at the educational system. Number 1, the first thing that is going to create in the educational system is there's going to be the rise of private educational empires. So private schools, not just private schools that is running the same curriculum, but private schools that is running a different curriculum, a specific, beautiful, different curriculum. So let's find out. When there's a failure in system, it creates a market demand. What is the market demand? People are looking for something better than what has fallen. So when we look at the educational system, we're going to look at different types of education that we are going to create and we're going to leverage on. So private schools, if we want to go into nursery, if we want to go into primary, if we want to go into secondary, if we want to go into university, that's on the basics of normal educational system. But we're going to look at other aspects so that you look at it with the eyes of, not criticism, with the eyes of, can I make something out of this? Number two way that we are going to cash into it or tap into the opportunities that you will start creating what I call skill-based learning institutes. Skill-based learning institute. So instead of running a place where people come and learn how to make clothes, like a fashion school, like a fashion, just like a fashion store, you turn it into a school, a proper school, outlining curriculum, first semester, second semester for first year, first semester, second semester for second year, and it can be 3 years, and you make it in a way that you have your curriculum, you have your course outlines, and you have the training models on how you will take them through, and you will see how people will be coming in. Why? If the educational system fails, the place that is supposed to be a base for producing inventors, strategies, critical thinking, once it has collapsed, what do? You create another where people can think critically and where people can become innovators. So in skill-based, people can create something. People can innovate something. People can actually become critical thinkers. That's what happens. So number two, skill-based learning school. The modern economy no longer rewards certificate alone. So once we discovered that the collapse, you see, the collapse of the educational system resulted into acquisition of certificates that does not give birth to the real thing. So those that have gotten certificate, ask them to produce something, they can't produce anything. So if certificate cannot produce something, something is wrong with the system. So if something is wrong with the system, we need replacement. We need rebuilders. We need those that will raise another standard, and we need those that will repair it. So repairing it does not mean you should go into government. If you go into government, they will fight you. If you go into government in developing nations, they will, because people are eating from the collapsed economy. People are eating from the collapsed education. People are eating from some of those things. So you don't need to fight it. What do? You shift and build something new. Isaac had an issue in the Bible. Each time he set up something, they feel he was competing with them, they will contend and close it up. He set up another one, they will contend and close it up. But he kept on setting up something new. So you need to shift and create something new. Step out of the system and create something new. Skill-based learning. So because many graduates leave school without being employable. So in today's world, they ask you, where is your certificate? Ask you for your CV. Ask you for everything you provided. And in addition to that, they ask you, what skill do you have? And those that have relevant skills are quick to be employed than those that have only certificate. Because organizations are beginning to know that it is what to do is better than just knowing what to do. Just having a knowledge of what to do. Knowing how to do it is far better. Skill-based knowledge. Skill-based knowledge. So opportunities now exist for leaders who can train people in what? In technology. Who can train people in digital marketing, in AI and automation. Things like fashion, agriculture, media, data analysis, public speaking, leadership, financial intelligence, and entrepreneurship. Opportunities are massive. So all these things I've outlined is a school. Someone came to where I'm writing my exams. So he came to my center, he called me and said, he wants to see me. I said, I'm around. You cannot actually see me now. But he said, wherever you are. It's okay. I have exam by 1, but I'm already in my center around 11, 12. If you can come over and meet me. And he said, Doctor, you're still reading? I said, there's no end to learning. I'm still reading for a particular purpose. And he came there. While we were talking, He asked me a question based on a few things I was sharing with him, and I answered him. This is what is fueling what I'm doing. He said, so this thing you are doing, money-wise, is a school. I said, Money-wise Institute, I've created so far about 8 departments right now. I'm no longer in the days of just doing money-wise because I just, no. I'm doing it in a sophisticated way, doing it like a training, bring one course, bring one thing, and we do it. Of course, I have a full module in money-wise, and moneywise.institute in our website. If you want to buy, you buy it there. So I'm not just doing it. I've created an online full course for 30 days. Now, I told him, I said, I've created 8 departments with 3 faculties. The guy said to me, is he like a university? I said, yes. It's a 3 years program. He said, what? I said, it's a 3 years program. So I'm cooking up the vision. So that the way people go to technology school, we have the University of Science and Technology. There's University of Finance and Entrepreneurship only. And these are some of the opportunities we have seen. There's University of Fashion and Marketing. You can create your own. And not calling it a university. You build up this vision in a way that you must have a place, a campus. If you go abroad and see some of the schools that some of us are subscribing to go and study in abroad, you will see that it's a school that is this as big as this compound. And they use publicity, online presence, and everything to fill us. And when people come to campus, they realize, is it the size of the school that I was seeing as if it's one gigantic place? Yes, that's the school. It is not the size, it's the content. It's not the size. Hey, this campus is big. Are you studying the bigness of the campus? Studying a course. So, these things are going to be so valuable to help you to bridge the educational gap that have collapsed. It's actually not the way it should be. Our public primary schools are not the way it's supposed to be. Our public secondary schools are not the way it's supposed to be. Our public universities are not the way it's supposed to be. So we are not criticizing anymore. If you're in this church, you find out that these are all opportunities for you. Number 3, you begin to create new curriculums. You begin to create new curriculum. That's opportunity to redefine curriculums. To redefine curriculums. Most of us are still preparing students for economies that are no longer in existence. The economies of the world has evolved. It has changed. The school where I am now, currently doing a 4 years program, right, for my second degree, they told us they are the first school that NUC gave the license for them to give BSc in artificial intelligence. Our school runs artificial intelligence right now, AI as a BSc, not like one side hustle course, full 4 or 5 years program on artificial intelligence. And there are so many other courses they outline. And what are they doing? They are bringing out courses that are relevant today and tomorrow. And most of our universities are still running courses that, if you look at it, you know that this course cannot help me. This course cannot position me. This course cannot even transform me. So you begin to look into some new curriculums, and I'm going to outline some of them so that if you're interested, you start looking into it as opportunities. In the old curriculum, what we memorize is theories. What we memorize is what they taught us. Why are you teaching me what Charles Darwin said? Why are you teaching me the theory of evolution? Why are you teaching me? Why are you teaching me about what Adam Smith said in economics? When you know that this thing is not going to be relevant here, you're giving me a scarcity mentality. You're teaching me to have a scarcity mentality. And by the time I'm out of school, that's what I'm using to run the organization. That's what I'm going to use to run a country. That's what I'm going to use. So we're going to be looking at new curriculums. So curriculums that is like emotional intelligence. That's when you hear people express their anger in a way, you say, that's how I am. And you teach people full course on emotional intelligence, so much so that people can actually send people to your organization for them to be trained on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, whichever way, and let them run it. And then everybody in the organization become emotionally stable. Courses like wealth creation. These are courses that we need to redefine and bring up models and new curriculum and use it. Courses like innovation. Courses, pure innovation. What does it take to create things, new things? How do we start up new thing. Courses like leadership. Leadership. It's not because we appoint you as a local government chairman, but even while we appoint you, you need to come to Leadership Institute and sit down and learn actually what it means to be a leader. Courses like financial literacy, courses like problem solving, courses like creativity, courses like, negotiation skills. These are courses. Courses like value creation. These are new things that we need to come to terms and know that we need to educational system that have crumbled and start creating something new. Let's move on to the next one, which is digital education. Number 5, still under education, digital education. All right. With the aid of digitalization and what is happening in our world now, a lot of things are being done remotely. A lot of things are being done in the digital space. And people that are positioning themselves, learning more about the digital space, they are strategically positioned. So today, is it Nexford or Nexus? What's the name of this university outside the country? Is it Nexford, right? Nexford University, OBS usually advertise for them. Nexford University, the way they are going now, they seem to be one of the leading universities in the world. They seem to be one of the online universities. So you study from anywhere. You study anywhere you are. Right now, Open University that belongs to government could not do it. What happened? MIVA came up. MIVA University came up. MIVA University is taking the center stage. People are going to be reducing in conventional universities. A few years from now, people are going to be reducing. They're going to be reducing because what you want to get in conventional university, you're getting it full dose in online universities. So the digital space is no longer online because you want to create online. It's online because you are replacing what is happening in the conventional in a better way in the online space. So people study anywhere. I deferred 3 courses. I was writing my exams. I had an appointment in Lagos. That was sometime in March. I had an appointment in Lagos, and I just called my course advisor, and he said I should raise a ticket. I raised a ticket. So what do you want? Why do you want to defer? I said I have a meeting in Lagos. They deferred it till May. I was writing 8 courses, and they deferred it till May, and May this last week. And by the time they deferred, I checked. I said, wow, what a school. And then secondly, they told me, they said, if you're not comfortable, maybe because of where you're going to, you can change your center from Enugu to Lagos. It's a mobile school. It's a mobile school. You just click and change your center, and they will reprogram, put you there, take you to your center, because they are CBT based, first year, second year, then third, fourth year, and whatever. You do POP, pen on paper, and other things. So maybe, yeah. So when I saw it, I said, this thing is too flexible. They said, even if you're going outside the country, they are in affiliation with about how many nations? They'll just tell you where the center is, where you're going to go to, and then where you write your exam. So digital space. So there's online universities, and individuals can create online universities. Individuals, the opportunities. What has happened to our system has collapsed the system, but the system did not fail to die. The system failed just for one thing, for emergence, for new leaders, for raising, for building, and also for repairing. These are the 3 critical words that you must take note of. So nothing has collapsed to die. They only collapsed for something new. And those new things are for visionary leaders to see it and then dive into it. If you're not thinking of wealth in a massive way in Nigeria, nothing will help you. If you like, carry a bag and go to White House in America, you'll still be poor. Because nothing makes people rich except problem solving. Nothing. Nothing. If anybody is telling you, if you go to the street of Russia, street of Kuwait, you just pack money, street of Saudi Arabia, you just see money and be packing, they are deceiving you. That's the mindset that most of our brothers do have, that makes them to go outside the country. And when they got there, they meet the one that is more stronger than even the one they're seeing in Nigeria. But shame will not allow them to come back. That's why you see people doing things that they can't do in Nigeria. See people washing human beings that are dead. See someone driving taxi. In Nigeria, if he's asking to drive, they say, no, why can't you ask me to drive taxi? I mean, if he has been driving taxi here, he would have made money. would have been a comfortable young man. I see somebody barbing hair. When you ask him, why don't you leave? Me barb? There. They don't give money anyhow there. They don't give money. You pay your bills. You cut hair. See people becoming security personnel in the stadium, standing there. Hey, come here. Hey, go there. Because they can come back and face reality. So, digital mentorship platforms, educational apps, virtual coaching communities, AI learning system, e-learning economy. So these are some of the things that will help you. Let me run fast. I have a lot of things to share with us on only education. My book is coming out in August. You see the gaps, you see the gaps, you see the opportunities. Each system that crashed, I eschewed nothing less than 12 opportunities that people can use and become very wealthy. Each system. So the collapse of political system, the collapse of economic system, the collapse of educational system, the collapse of leadership system, the collapse of technology and infrastructure, the collapse of justice system, the collapse of all the 12 systems that builds any nation in the world. The collapse is not for castigation. The collapse is for opportunities. Let's move to the second one, and I'll just touch it and then we'll wrap up. The value and cultural system. The value and cultural system. What's the prevailing value in Nigeria? Negative, positive? On the negative is high. On the positive, we may not even see anything. On the positive, we may not see anything. The value of transparency, the value of accountability, the value of integrity, you find out that it's scarce. It's not common in public places, in government places, individual organizations, private sectors. You find out that you can't even find it. So what's the opportunity here? There's opportunity to build character. So what kind of character? You build character development institutions. You build mentorship system. You build leadership academics. You build ethics-driven organization, faith-based movement. If you have been here, if there's anything we want to teach you, one of the values we want to teach you is the value to seek knowledge and to be productive. You can't be here and be lazy. There's a value to seek knowledge. In this church, I didn't preach it, but the culture of begging is not here. Anybody that is begging, you'll be looking at him as a stranger. The culture of begging is that you must do something, including carrying blocks. There's dignity in labor. Powerful dignity. Solomon, thank you for the business you started. I'm so proud of you. You have done your youth service. You have graduated. Because of the teachings, he started doing popcorn. Open a popcorn center. Let's appreciate God for him. That is not the end. It's just the beginning. There's dignity in labor. But believe in the value of dignity. So if you stay around here, you will notice that begging is not easily done here. Stylish begging, please, can I have 2K? Let me just enter transport. It's not easily done here. The way I will shout from here, when you are leaving, you leave quietly. And if you are a core beggar, systematic beggar, you find out that you will not be comfortable with me. You will be hiding from me. Because you have all it takes. Eyes is walking, ear is hearing, brain is thinking, hand is moving, leg is shaking, and you are doing style begging. Nobody succeeds by begging, whether direct or indirect. Nobody succeeds in life. He says he's a successful beggar. Praise God. That guy is very successful. He has begged car. He has begged houses. He has 3 houses by begging. He has this 1 million cars. Nobody succeeds. It erodes dignity. It erodes this dignity, respect. But if you have plan to beg, kill it here now. If you see you carrying block, we'll support you. We can give you blood molding machine. We'll come and announce it. We have a match to watch on Saturday, final, by 5 p.m. He's the one supplying us all the popcorn. There's already a contract for him. If you like, go and bring the best popcorn from Sapele. We'll not eat it. However he produces it, we go chop him. We go chop him. Amen? If we want to appreciate God, appreciate God. You know, in the corrupt system, people sing for people, even when they're corrupt. Can you get so? Mona, dendo, mona. I mean, the thing used to touch me. Obo member. I mean, Obo member names, Ezibo member names. They will call the person's name. I don't want to call any name. I said to myself, is it that they don't know that this person is a thief? Is it that they don't know that this person is corrupt? Why are you pretending so that the person from his stolen money will give you some, and then give you one office to occupy? And you are just Obo member names, and you know in your heart that he's a Obo thief this year, a Zibo thief. You know, a big thief, capital thief. I mean, and you're looking at him. Today, in value and culture, one of the presidential aspirants in our country, they're still investigating him. They've not found anything. All the years he has occupied political office, they're still investigating him. So go and verify. Can't you build value before you get to that place? Please, can you narrow this value to your family? What are the values that you're integrating into your family? As I wrap up, what are the values you're integrating into your organization? I was talking to the workforce this morning. I said, I'm not moved. Doesn't matter what you do for me. Yesterday was my birthday. Doesn't matter what you do, doesn't move me. What moves me is your life. What moves me is your life. As I'm looking at your life, as I'm looking at how you're evolving, God did not send me for you to celebrate my birthday. God sent me for me to transform your life. That's why God sent me. That's why God sent me. I wasn't sent for any of those Rasmatas. I was sent to see your life change. Do you see where they did birthday party for Jesus? Or you see where legacy left? When he left a legacy, massive legacy. I'm not against that. Thank God for you guys. But of course, I poured out my heart. I told them that there's nothing you guys did yesterday that moved me. There's nothing, because I was looking for testimonies. I was looking for massive testimony. I was just like, what is this? What is this? I was looking for some things we are writing, people were sending to me. And it's only outsiders that were sending me some things that I saw. I looked at it. One moved me to tears. I was just asking myself, this is the kind of testimony I want to be. Value. Value. If you stay around me, you know that I'm trying to create a value for knowledge. I'm creating a value for productivity. I'm creating value for entrepreneurship. I'm creating value for leadership. I'm creating value for us to do it right. Value for excellence. Value for truth. There's nothing that is happening in this church. That's why you see everybody is calm. No politics here. If we appoint you and say you're in charge of media, there's nobody that came behind to tell me anything. We remove you from here. We put you there. We tell you now you're in suspension. No backyard meeting. Everything is done based on our values. Value of transparency. That's what we do here. Create such value so that the environment will be sane. So this value gives opportunity for the rise of value-based leadership. That's what it gives opportunity for. People naturally follow individuals that represent, it comes organic, that represent honesty, discipline, sacrifice, accountability, compassion, courage, vision. People naturally follow. They don't compel, cajole, trying to make people to follow them. No, it's natural. It's natural. Please, if you have any political intention in this church, Please use the remaining days of your life to build more values. Build values. Build values. It will not be like this forever. Build values. The younger generation are tired of what the older generation gave to us as politics. Build values. And in those values you are building, that's when you begin to see people aspiring for you to be their representative in different areas. Build values. Build values. Use public fund for public project. Build values. Build value. Be accountable. Open up and tell them this is it, this is what we've done, this is how much we've spent, this is how much that is left. Be contented with what they are giving you. Don't be a thief and be giving testimony after stealing money. And be giving testimony after using people's money to buy cars. There is no special gifts that comes into my life that I will not come to this altar to share it, so that people will not think that he has used church money. Say, I got a car, I'll tell you this how this car came. The way I'll be explaining it to you, you'll be asking yourself, this guy, he doesn't owe us this explanation. I know why I'm explaining. I know why I'm explaining. How was this place built? I will explain to you. How did we buy these chairs? I will explain to you. I will explain. I know why I'm explaining. I know why I'm explaining. You may not know when. In the future, you will know. Amen. By next week, I will look at other systems and then open it up for us to see the opportunities. But take note of the 12 systems. Just like the body has systems that helps the body to move, to grow, to function well. Any of those systems that I've outlined that is not in order in our country, it is not the decline that is creating, it is the opportunities. Look into it. Look into it and ask yourself, what exactly can I do here? MoneyWise Institute started because of this kind of system. CBT, Career and Business Training, started because of the system. And also things like LES, Leadership and Economic Summit, started because of the system. We are bridging the gap, one step at a time. A time will come, by His grace, that the convergence of people in this place will be systematic people that are occupying key positions in sectors. In the name of Jesus Christ. A time will come that the gathering of people here will be a gathering of people that have built empires, leveraging on the fallen system. In the name of Jesus Christ. The sovereign Lord that is opening our eyes to look into this is not allowing us to look into it because we want to teach. It's allowing us to look into it because we want to maximize the opportunities. Your eyes will be opened in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. My God will open the eyes of your understanding and it will cause you to cash into these gaps in the name of Jesus Christ. Let's rise up on our feet in a moment. I'd like you to pray for open eyes. Just pray for open eyes. Just pray for open eyes. Just ask God to open your eyes. Ask God to open your eyes. Ask God to open your eyes. Thank you, Abba Father, in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. Please, we'll give us 10 minutes, please. Take your seats, and while you're packaging your offering, let's just do something briefly. Are there questions, please? I feel like entertaining, like 2 questions. Are there questions, please? Okay, please get the mic for him. Any other person? Please, we need questions. We need questions. Any other person? Please, mic, please. Any other person? Any other person? Okay, we're taking just 1 question. Okay, 2 questions. All right, thank you. 2 people. Thank you. Thank you.
Good morning, church.
Good morning.
Thank you. My name is Pastor Edge. I really appreciate this session. The truth is, this is everything a nation needs. That's what I can envisage from everything I've learned this morning. This system is everything a nation needs. So I would like to ask, as a matter of fact, I feel this session should run for the next 12 weeks for the 12 systems. That's what I feel personally.
It's huge, yeah.
Yes. I want to ask, sir, where does the, because I heard infrastructure system and I also heard environmental system.
Yeah.
I want to ask, where does the transport system fall into?
Okay.
That's my question.
Please, everybody listen very attentively. If you can write, but if you cannot write, go back and watch this on our YouTube and I think on our Facebook page, watch it. But listen to what I'm going to read. I'll read these in the next 5 minutes, but I'll be very fast, but please listen. The leadership system, 1. This system is the one that determines national direction, vision, and institutional culture. That's the leadership system. They are the one that gives the national direction. They're the one that tells us where the nation is going. They're the one that brings out the vision of a nation. Any nation that does not have national direction or vision, that nation will be wallowing in darkness. They will never come out every time. There's no vision. So what will happen is that they'll be using political parties to deceive you. So this party will come, this party will go, this party will come with their own vision or their own plan or whatever. That's how they'll be, dribbling the country. Number 2, the educational system, the system that develops human capital, develops innovators, critical thinkers, and future leadership capacity is the educational system that does that. Any system that maybe we're talking about educational system is not building this kind of people, is not building critical thinkers, is not building innovators, is just building certificate-based people, the system has died. That's number 2. Number 3, the economic system. This system drives productivity, wealth creation, build more entrepreneurs, create employment, and national prosperity. That's the economic system. Number 4, the justice system. This is a system that protects fairness, that protects the law, that creates accountability, that creates order and public trust. That you can actually say, if they say go to court, you know that something will come out. It's not go to court because they will buy, people over and what have you, or the right justice will not come out, okay, especially in developed nations. The security system guarantees safety, stability, peace, and national confidence. The security system, that's what they guarantee: peace, security, national confidence, and the likes of them. Now, the healthcare system sustains human well-being, sustain the productivity of people that are of productive age, sustain also longevity and national resilience, knowing too well that whatever that happens, the country will care for you because there's a system for healthcare. Even if you are sick, they will take care of you before they start asking for money. Now, the infrastructure system, that's what you're coming to. So this is the system that powers transportation. I have to read it out for you. It's a system that powers energy. It's a system that powers connectivity in terms of roads. It's a system that powers housing. It's a system that powers water. And it's a system that powers industrial growth. I needed to read it out briefly because of our time. I didn't want to read all of that, okay? So that we understand all of those systems, okay? So the infrastructure system powers transportation, powers energy, powers connectivity. When we hear connectivity, is road, all right? Now, in developing nations, they use infrastructure for campaign. That is stupidity. It's wrong. You can't use infrastructure to campaign. No. What you use to campaign is the human capital development. Infrastructure is a system, is normal. A nation must have a road. A nation must have energy, power. It's not something you pray for. It's not a political party campaign. A nation must have water. There are basic things of life, according to Abraham Maslow, that talks about the hierarchy of men. All right? So a nation must have all this. The infrastructure is normal. I don't know if you're getting what I'm saying. So that's on that. So on political system, the system that organizes governance, representation, political participation, and peaceful transfer of power. You don't transfer power as if it's a chaotic thing. We are quarreling. No, because the people know who they voted for. So we just transfer it and everybody is happy. All right? Now, the value and the cultural system, the system that shapes integrity, shapes discipline. Now, discipline talks about time management. If work resumes by 8, everybody comes by 8. There is nothing like, please, when you get to office, write my name as 8 o'clock, people, You know the way we do it here. Cover me up, I'm going for burial. In a nation that people will leave work